Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tip Talk. I'm Paul Bastante. I'm your host and Tip Talk. And the purpose of Tip Talk is to talk and to bring some networking education to the people of United Tips of America. That's right. It's exclusively targeted for the members of United Tips of America, one of which is in the studio with me today. And he is with Wayne Lifestyle Magazine. Here is the magazine right here. Folks, this is great. Okay, like as I'm feeling it, okay, like it feels silky and smooth. Like it's not like this is when they say like it's a rag, right? This is not a rag. This is a high quality magazine, and at the helm of this ship is one Phil Barone. He's in our Triborough chapter. How are you today?
I am fantastic, and that's quite an intro. And if you don't mind, I'm going to play that for every appointment I go on. That's great. Thank you.
No problem. I walk around giving out social media spots.
Nice.
There's yours right there. Anybody else want one?
You.
Come and see me.
Thank you for having me here, Paul.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Fantastic.
Listen, you're a no-brainer. You know why you're a no-brainer?
Why?
Because I have a nickname for Phil, all right? And my nickname for Phil, all right, is that he's the I got a guy.
Yeah.
So tell me how that comes about, because before I kick it off to you, I'll let the viewers at home know. This is an organized guy. He's always like writing something down in his iPad or his electronic device that he has. His follow-up skills are tremendous, and that's probably why because you're right on top of it. But why I got a guy?
I like hearing what people do. I really do, and especially when it's somebody that does something different than most of the people you meet. In networking, you're going to meet these 6-7 categories, everyone you go to, everywhere you go. But I like hearing the guy that you're like, oh, I don't know anybody else that does that. Oh, I don't know anybody else that does that. And then when I'm talking to him or I'm listening to him, I'm starting to think, where would that become useful in my life? Whose life can I see that being useful in? Kind of tuck that away, and then I do keep the notes. So thankfully now I can go back and, somebody says something like, okay, I met him here. Great. I got his card filed away in the right place. I got the electronic notes on him in my Remarkable too. And I remember what he wants to do or what he can do. And a lot of times I don't remember the name right off the bat. I'm like, I know somebody for that. Hold on. Who is that? I'm like, got to think of where it was. Find him. Like, he can help you. Let me connect the two of you. And it's unbelievable. I feel like, from when starting pre-launch before the magazine launched, I knew some people around. That was it. But I think legitimately, I'm a couple thousand people deep as to people I know and can refer out, and not everyone's the same level as the other and all that sort of stuff, but it just becomes, I got a guy, or I got 10 guys.
Let me let you be known more to our viewers.
Sure.
I have an icebreaker question for you. We do this in every one of our meetings at United Tips of America. It's the zombie apocalypse. Right outside that door, there's zombies running around, chopping people up and eating them and stuff, and turning them into zombies. So it's the zombie apocalypse, and you, have a choice of anybody, living or deceased, who you want with you in the zombie apocalypse. Who would they be?
It's here. We're here.
Yeah, we're here in Pequannock, New Jersey at A&J Studios, and zombies like to do podcasts too.
All right. I hate to tell you, it's not you.
Well, listen, it's obvious it's not me.
I know. I don't know.
You would have just said, we're here. Let's go.
You know what? There's answers to that. You can go the whole war people, the people that are tough, that have those skills, but I take a different direction. I take people that would inspire me. Because, to me, I'm going to be the one that goes and gets it done, right? But I need that inspiration sometimes. So I'm probably going to take my dad, but I got to protect him the whole time, right? If I'm going to take my dad, from people I currently know and are about, Peter D'Angelo. Not an answer people would normally say, I don't think, right? But that's somebody that can get anything done, anywhere, anyhow. So I'm like, that's the guy I want. I want him in the zombie apocalypse with me. Gosh, I don't know. I honestly think I'd take my dad.
Awesome. Yeah. And he did mention Pete D'Angelo from Guaranteed Rate Mortgage. He's a mortgage person in our Wayne UTA group. Great guy. So thank you for the answer. I hope that that you guys learned a little bit about about Phil. So Phil, it's the summertime.
Yeah.
Some summertime, right? And during the summertime in networking, it seems to like slow down. It seems to, I feel like, all right, So here's a pet peeve of mine. All right. The pet peeve is that when somebody's got to go on vacation, right? Or somebody's going to have this event going on or whatnot, or it's the summertime, right? They can't do anything for weeks. They're locked up.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, can I make an appointment with you? And they're like, well, I have vacation in 4 weeks and 2 days.
I can't. 25 minutes of your time. What does that do with us?
But I mean, like, that's what happens, right? So in the summertime, everybody's schedules change and everybody becomes a little bit more preoccupied. So attendance in your networking meetings, not just UTA, but all of them tends to suffer.
Way down,
right? So tell, what are some of the things that we can do as, professional networkers, okay, to mitigate that? One of the things that occurs here is that you need to be able to capitalize on this time. How do you do it?
I've thought about this a lot over the past month and a half, and wherever I've gone, I've seen the dip. And the first thing I'll say is, as a networker, take yourself more seriously. That's honestly the first answer, is because if you don't take you seriously, nobody else does either. And it shows. If you're like, I'm okay with not going, you're not serious about how you're doing it. Yeah, emergencies come up. I don't mean that, right? But the fact is that it is easy to be like, oh, it's a beautiful day out. Maybe I'll go to the beach. Maybe I'll go sit by the lake. Great. Maybe you won't be in business in 4 months. If you're doing it, do it. It's not a choice that you could just idly decide to not go. If you're in it, be in it, because you're hurting everybody. So on top of that, it's a very selfish thought. You're hurting every single other person here. And actually, being in a networking group is a lot like what I tell people I'm trying to get to sign up as a community advertising partner. You can't advertise once in a while. We come out monthly, right? You got to be in it all the time. Why? Because people can forget you easily or not take you seriously because you're not always there. Who do you count on? You count on a person that's always there, right? You will rely on them. You will turn to them. You think of them. But if you're there sporadically, you're not important in other people's eyes. You're replaceable in a networking group, and you're not the person I'm going to refer out. So the funny thing is if you look around, the people that, and I hope I don't hurt any feelings doing this, but the people that are missing in these months are typically the people that are not the stronger members of groups. The stronger members of groups find a way to be there. And again, there's always exceptions. There's emergencies, this and that. But you want to be a stronger member. You want to therefore be a stronger business person. And you want to be thought of more highly and then therefore referred and recommended and used. Be there. Show up. Half the game's showing up, right? Show up.
Woody Allen said it the best. And Woody Allen, as eccentric as this cat was, he's the one who said it. He said 80% of success in life is just showing up. Just showing up, just answering the bell. Part of being a really great, famous, and effective teammate on a World Series winning team, is that you're the best or whatever. Yeah, maybe. But you know what? If you're the best and you can't answer the bell, you're no good to them.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're Juan Soto or you're Willie Stargell.
I'll tell you this. I go back to Joe DiMaggio. The one thing he said, I do this in a lot of my life. And I play in a men's softball. I'm 50 years old this year coming, right? In August. And I play in a men's softball, and I still run out. I literally will still run out to second base, my position, every inning. And that's just ingrained to me now at this point. But I've thought of why I do it, because there will be a handful of fans there, and there's people that I'm there actually trying to teach certain things to, and other players on the teams that are a lot younger than me.
Like your kids and things like that?
And in business, too, the same thing. Joe DiMaggio, they ask, why do you run this out? Why do you do this? He goes, because somewhere it's the first time somebody's seeing me for the first time. Or it's the first time somewhere somebody's seeing me for the first time, and I don't want the impression of them anything but this. It's the same thing.
It really is. You got to show up. You just got to come in. And now another thing that I think is really important to do during these summer months while you're trying to mitigate, attendance concerns and things like that is to do more one-to-ones.
Yeah.
Take the opportunity to, reach out to people within the group and to do one-to-ones with them because that's where really the magic happens. What about one-to-ones?
One-to-ones are key. And the other thing of that I will tell you I'm finding too is I'm going to call it a one-to-one-to-one. Having 3 of you go to the diner, go for lunch or go for coffee or breakfast or something, because a lot of times those ideas can spitball from somebody else. And sometimes it's not just for the two of us. I might have an idea that works for the two of you or something. Hey, what do you guys do about this? Or all this, there's just more brainstorming. You know, one-to-one a lot of times becomes, where can people help each other in their business? It's not always just who can you recommend, right? That's a small portion of what our businesses really are in networking. It's how can we all get better? How can I help you get better? Because you're going to tell me how I can get better or suggest something. Well, sometimes if there's multiples of you sitting around, there's an idea that something could be said, and somebody else that may not have been there in that one-to-one, they have a kind of a sprout from that idea, and all of a sudden that could be your $1 million idea. So, do the one-to-ones. Do 3 or 4 people going for breakfast or going for lunch or something. Just get more of that connections in.
I couldn't concur more. I mean, listen, do the one-to-ones, go to your meeting, show up, be present, answer the bell. I mean, that's really what it's about. Because I have to tell you, as the leader of an organization like this, right? This is another thing. In the morning of a meeting and the day before a meeting, I'm doing a lot of planning. We don't just not just roll out of bed and go to the networking meeting. There's so much stuff that I have to do. I have to make sure the venue's there, make sure they have an accurate head count. I have to make sure that we have stuff we're doing for the meeting and what's our icebreaker and all these things. And then you get somebody flippantly hey, I have a customer in the morning. You're lying.
Don't realize that.
You're lying.
You might be planning something out that that person and their story on something that's relative, and you're counting on their response to kick off the rest of the group's conversation too, because you know what their response is going to be, and you need that. And all of a sudden, I just don't feel like coming in today. And that's what their answer is. I don't care what they say. It's very few times that it's anything real. I don't feel like it.
Yeah, that's not good.
And I don't feel like it could kill everything. And when you get there, everybody, smile. Don't look mopey. Don't look sad or upset or tired. Smile. Nobody likes to be around mopes.
So today, I had a little experiment on the way to work. Today, A&J Studios, that's my work. I'm here at A&J Studios. We're in Pompton Plains, New Jersey. Andrew Santiago, he's the guy who runs this place. It's a great place, and that's a shameless plug for the guy in the room that we're at. But today, I was feeling a little I went out to eat last night. I was feeling a little not so good. I had a slow start to the day and everything. And then so I decided on the way to the studio this morning that I was going to get a cup of coffee at the Quick Check. And I went into the Quick Check and I decided that I would talk to everybody in there. Just strike up a conversation with every single person that I ran into in the Quick Check, right? It ended up being about 5 or 6 people. There was a woman at the counter, at the coffee thing, and she walked up and it was empty. So I changed it out for her. And she was like, thank you so much. That's so kind. Yeah. Right. And by the time I left there, man, I was smiling. And if you guys are not noticing, look at my cheerful disposition right now. What about that, Phil?
I agree with you wholeheartedly. So it's unbelievable how easy it is to change somebody else's day. A compliment, a smile, a pat on the back when you can see they need it. It's so simple to change people's moods, unless there's some major life event, that when you go in somewhere and you walk around, like you said, you do it, right? You say hi to somebody. Oh, you look happy today. Oh, I like those shoes. Ooh, that's a good drink you got. I just had one yesterday. I love it. And all of a sudden, the whole vibe is everybody's smiling, right? Well, that's one person making that difference in there to 5, 6, 7 people, right? Well, what if 20 of us do that in different places? Just isn't there enough negative out there in the world, in real life, right? Where it's so simple to make people happy. And when you make other people happy, you will find you are happier too. So even if you have to fake that smile and make others smile, all of a sudden you're smiling for real. It's very simple.
Absolutely. And that's what happened. And then when I came here, I was all good to go.
Yeah.
I want to, first of all, I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much, man. Phil Barone, Wayne Lifestyle Magazine. This is a great magazine that is, what towns does this serve?
So it goes, it's directly in the mailboxes. It's all the affluent homes for Wayne, Fairfield, Montville, and Towacco. and like another 650 businesses or so in and around the towns, and then subscribers from all over that are like, we don't get it, we want to get it. So
Awesome. Give your phone number.
my number, 973-271-1971.
And how do people find you on the web?
Well, you can go to Instagram, which is Wayne Lifestyle Mag, or City Lifestyle /Wayne.
There you go. Awesome. So, folks, I'd like to thank our sponsors for the Tip Talk podcast, Simply Labor Moving, Local Shirt and Sign, the Senior Company. Thank you, Rebecca Eckert. Her information is down here at the bottom. State Farm Insurance, Derek Benelli, North Jersey Remodelers, and Art to Educate, which is our guy who live streams the funerals and stuff. He's really great. It's a great little niche thing that he does. He's a video guy. Go see him.
So people that can't be there?
No, I'm saying like maybe, but he live streams. He live streams them out. If you can't be there, maybe your house. Actually. It is wonderful. Yeah. Very noble job. Chris Belchick is his name. He's from Pompton Lakes. You can reach out to him too. He's one of the sponsors. I have his phone number right there on the screen. And for everybody else out there, United Tips of America, I appreciate you all, and thanks for viewing Tip Talk. We'll see you later.